Hey, second graders. Today we're going to read another article about fossils to learn some new information. And we're going to be working on a specific skill that you've already been working on this week. We are going to do what's called determine the gist of each section. The gist is just like the central message or the main idea. Those are all the same thing. You're looking for what the text is mostly about. So we're going to read an article today that has sections, and we're going to think, and we're going to determine the gist of those sections. So let me get over here to this article. It's called Other Types of Fossils. And that's exactly what we're going to learn about today. Let's pay close attention, like good readers do, to these text features before we start reading, though. Here's our title, Other Types of Fossils. And we've got an illustration here, or a picture. This is a spider stuck in sap. It is a fossil. Now, I'm going to pull some schema right now. Sap. Sap makes me think of we have these pine trees in my backyard that have this sticky stuff on them. And that's sap. And it's really hard to get off if it gets on your skin and you have to wash your hands, and it's like it doesn't want to come off. So that's what I already know about sap. Well, this spider, look, the spider got stuck in it. I'm wondering how he got stuck in there. Like, was he crawling up the tree maybe where the sap was? But he got stuck in there, and now he's a fossil. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know a fossil could be stuck inside sap. Cool. Well, now I'm going to notice another text feature that we have 3 sections. And actually, they're numbered awfully strange, aren't they? 1, 2, and 4, huh? Well, there's 3 total. So we're just going to ignore that there's 1, 2, and 4. We're going to ignore that. We've got these sections here. This first one, what we're going to do is we're going to read it. I see there's some bold words in there. We're going to read it, and then we're going to think, what is the gist? Okay, let's look at it together. Some fossils come from animals that got stuck and preserved. Preserved means their bodies were saved. Sometimes even the hair and skin. They were saved because they were covered with something. Okay, so now I'm going to think, just like good readers do. What was that mostly telling me about? It was telling me about that fossils can come from animals that are preserved by being covered with something. So if I were to write that gist down, let me think what my sentence would say. The gist is animals that get stuck in something get preserved and become fossils. Oh, that's just one good sentence, isn't it? All right, let's look at the second section. Sticky sap. Some fossils come from animals that got covered in sap. Sap comes out of trees. It is runny and sticky. That was in my schema. An insect could land in the sap and get stuck. Its body could get covered. The sap could harden with the insect inside. It could become a fossil. Okay, what was that section about? What is the gist? How would I start a sentence? The gist is animals. Or no, I'm going to say insect because animals is not in, well, it says animals that got covered in sap, but then it talks about insects. So I might say the gist is insects get stuck in sap and become fossils. Maybe I might say that sap from trees traps insects or animals, and they became fossils. There's many ways to say that. Let's look at the last section. Tricky tar. Some fossils are animals that got covered in tar. Oil mixed with sand makes tar. Tar is thick and sticky. Animals could walk into the tar. They could get trapped. A trapped animal would die. It could get covered in the tar. It could become a fossil. Huh. That's new also. I'm thinking of tar in my schema. I know like tar on like black driveways is made of tar, but tar, I didn't know that it was oil mixed with sand, and that's how tar is made. But it's also sticky and thick. And then you could get trapped and you could get covered in it. And if you were covered in it and trapped forever, you would become a fossil. So let me think, what could I write for my gist? I could say that section was mostly about animals getting stuck in tar and becoming fossils. That would work, wouldn't it? Yeah, this is not that hard. You just have to think, what was that section mostly about, and how could we take a section that has 4 or 5 sentences and say it short in 1 sentence? So that's what we just did. You are going to do this today. You are going to do this on this article right here. This is in your Scholastic News. So I've stuck the link in the assignment for you. Remember, you just type in your class code. From spray to ice. And all you're going to do, you can read the whole thing, but you're just going to read and think about this section here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. So you're going to read these 6 paragraphs, and you're going to see if you can make it short and tell us the gist. Just a short little sentence or 2. Maybe 3, but maybe you could get it down to just 1 or 2 about what that is mostly about. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to use your green notebook right there in that section we've been working in all week, and you're going to write down from spray to ice and today's date, and then you're going to say, the gist is, and you're going to give us the gist of this top section here. Then if you want, you can read the second section too down here and learn some more things that are going on. But the gist comes from here. And finally, I have one more cool thing for you to do. I made you a Google slide, and I'm going to see if you can use what you've learned from that article that we just read, other types of fossils, to help you sort the fossil pictures. So some of these fossils are just body fossils. These are animals that weren't stuck or trapped or anything. But the other 2 are the columns. This is for fossils that were preserved in sap, and this is for fossils that were preserved in tar. So you're going to have to look closely at these pictures and decide where you think that you want to drag and put each one, okay? Now, there are 6 boxes, but only 5 pictures. So one of these columns only has 1 picture that goes in it. So let's see if you can figure out where these pictures should go. All right, you guys have a great day, okay? See you next time.